lack of modern day knowledge, and I also began to speak about the present, about the blockade and human rights violations and the silence of Western governments. Before long, to those around me, I became the go-to person for all things Armenian information. Me, right? I started out with no connections other than my last name and the old family tradition of fighting with hard-boiled eggs at Easter. I could stand here and give you the heroic facts that you already know about the 120,000 native Armenians stranded since the blockade of Lansing border was put in place over 200 days ago. There'll be 30,000 children and 20,000 elderly citizens. I could talk about the strict control of gas resulting in the ongoing energy crisis, the expecting mothers, elderly patients, and young children who are unable to receive the proper medical care. And I can talk about the empty shelves and the dwindling water supply and so much more. But if you're here with me, that means you already know these things. You know them more than anyone. So what I'm asking today is to talk about it, firmly, passionately, and unapologetically. I see it all the time. People who honestly didn't even know what an Armenian was to begin with, they start to ask more questions. They start to learn and research on their own and tell others about what they've found. There are so many people here who just don't know what's happening. Their ignorance comes from a lack of information, and they want to care, they just don't know how. So what I want you to do, and what you've already been doing, is talk about it. Talk about it even if you think everyone's already heard it before. Talk about it even if you're not sure anyone's listening, and especially if you feel like you are too small for such big issues. We're extremely fortunate here that there's so many ways for us to connect with others. You can talk to your coworkers